Hey everybody, welcome to the Creativity Cave. I'm Dina Rico and I've got this really fun trifold card to share with you today, and we're also going to make a matching envelope. So I really love the simplicity of this card, and I have to show you the inspiration for this because you guys are going to laugh, especially if you've been around Stampin' Up! For a while. This is the inspiration. I found this card. I don't know how many years I've had this. Probably, I'm guessing at least 10. So this was a card from a long time ago, but I really liked the layout of it, so I recreated it using some current stamps and papers, and I hope you like it. So let me show you how this came together. First of all, I'm using the Bubble Up stamp set and coordinating framelits along with the Bubble, or maybe it's Bubble Over stamp set, Bubbles and Fizz DSP. There you go. I've got it. The Bubbles and Fizz is a printed paper that has all kinds of fun images as well as cool patterns that you can use. You can see there's stars, stripes, these kind of fun bottle caps, and that is one of the choices for celebration this year, so you can check that out on my blog. I also have an online class for this stamp set, and I really have to tell you, this was one of those sets where I just really was not into it at first, but oh my gosh, I've been having so much fun with it. So I really like the stamp set and the framelits, and the online class has lots of really cool projects, including 2 different specifically masculine cards, which are always a great thing to have. So if you'd like, the link to that online class is in the description of this video, along with the supplies and everything I used, and the link to my blog post where all of those dimensions are going to be listed. So to start with, I want to start with a piece of 7 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch printed paper, lemon lime twist paper. I'm going to take this and, oh, I got to grab my paper trimmer. Sorry, it's over there. All right, I'm going to score at 1 1/2 inches and 5 inches on the long side. So 1 1/2 inches, I almost cut, and 5 1/2 inches. Oh no, it was 5 inches. Dang it. Okay. Well, actually, that is probably going to be okay because we're going to cover it with some printed paper anyway. So no one will know except us, and we will not tell anybody. Okay. I hate when I do that though, don't you? All right, so I'm going to fold this into my trifold card. So there is the bottom flap, and then here is the top flap. And like I said, we're going to cover that extra score line. Can you see it there? That extra score line, no one will even know it existed. I'm going to take my bone folder and really give it a good pressing, though. All right, now I've got my pieces of printed paper cut so I can just adhere them, like I said, right over that mis-scored line, which we're not telling anybody about. It's our little secret. And I will make sure that my heart is pointed in the right direction, which is up. There we go. And then I'm also going to put this piece of printed paper down on the bottom, like so. So those fit in there oh so nice, especially when you put them in straight. But that is completely optional. Okay, there we go. So there's our basic trifold card. Now I also have cut a piece of cardstock to fit on the inside of that panel, right like so. So let's move on to the stamping. Actually, first, let me show you. I've got I use my circle framelits, layering circle framelits, to die cut a scalloped basic gray, and then this is another one of those printed pieces. Here's another example. I love those stripes, by the way. And we're going to adhere that to the circle, and then we're going to do our stamping and then put our whole card together. Okay, so on a scratch piece of Whisper White. So first I have a cool color combination. Basic Gray Bermuda Bay Lemon Lime Twist. And of course there's a couple of other accent colors in the printed papers, but this is my basic color combo. So you can see on here I've got one bottle that I need to stamp, as well as a couple of accent pieces. And then on the inside, I'm going to punch out and pop up these two pieces. And then of course, stamp 2 more bottles on my panel. So to do that, let me pull this out of my card so far. And I'll stamp these. Now I want to stamp off the first layer of ink, so let me grab a scrap of paper. Now I have a little bit of texture on my work surface here, so I'm just going to throw this silicone mat underneath so that I don't get the texture picked up when I stamp off. And you'll see what I mean. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that once and then stamp it on here twice. Well, not, that's the second stamping. Now I had a big kind of fuzz on there, so let me clean that off. I'm going to try that once more because that bugs me. Does that bug you when you get a fuzz? I hate that. Okay, so we'll try this once more. Stamp off there. And then stamp on here. No fuzz. Oh no, there's a fuzz down there. Oh my gosh, seriously. We're going to have to live with that one, because I don't have another piece of paper cut. All right, I'll clean, well actually I didn't need to clean my stamp because I need to stamp it once more. Again, I'm going to stamp it off. I still see the fuzz on there. This is a little stinker of a fuzz. I wonder if it's my cleaner. Let me grab one other cleaner and see if this will get it. I think I might have gotten it that time. Doesn't that make you crazy though? Okay, I don't see it this time. All right, so I'm going to stamp that off once more. Now this time I'm going to stamp it on a scrap of cardstock because I want to pop or die cut this out and then pop it up. So there we go. Oh, no buzzes. I'm happy. All right, and then we're going to clean it and do the same thing, but put it in Lemon Lime Twist on our first piece. Okay, so I cleaned that again. Lord help me if there's another fuzz on here, because I don't know if I can take it. All right, and then my Lemon Lime Twist. So again, oh, I seriously, fuzz. You know, the reason is I had my stamps sitting out on my desk for like a week, because I've been this is actually a catch-up video for me to shoot. I'm kind of mad at myself because I should have done this a while ago. And when you leave your stamp sitting out, it attracts like every little thing on the face of the earth. So that is what we have going on here. There we go. Now I've got my 2 bottles for the inside of my card. All right, next I need the yay, the label, and another yay, 2 yays. Okay, those will be on scraps because we're gonna die cut or punch them out. So for my yay, we'll stamp 1 yay, 2 yays, and a label. The label is a die, and then the 2 yays are 3/4 inch circle punches. Then we're also going to stamp this other smaller label, I guess. I'm trying to think of the right terminology for all of this. Now this one I'm going to again stamp off and then stamp on a scrap. And we're going to stamp the Birthday Brew sentiment right over the top. Full strength. So we've got the stamped off layer and then the full strength. So this says have a birthday brew. And isn't that cool? And then we'll die cut that out. And then last but not least, we're going to do 1 more circle, which will be full strength Bermuda Bay. And we'll punch that one out. Except I got a little carried away with my ink. There we go. I was gushing it into my ink pad a little too much. There we are. So again, I'm going to use that 3/4 inch circle punch, which makes it really easy to punch so many of these out. So we'll punch this one. We will punch this one. and this one, and then I will run the rest through the die. So I've got this die, and where did my bottle? All right, I've got my circles, my bottle, my label, my smaller label, and then I also die cut, a little stinker got away from me. So I die cut the bottle cap in silver foil. Okay, so let's put all the pieces together. I'm going to pop one of my yays up with a dimensional onto the bottle cap, and then we'll center that. That'll go on the front of my card. I've got my bottle, and then I'm going to take the larger label and adhere that right on top. And then I'll take the smaller label with my sentiment on it, and then I will pop that up onto my label like so. And Have a Birthday Brew is such a great card, especially for men, because I think of men as more beer drinkers than women, but it's a fun sentiment for a birthday card. And then we'll take those and adhere them to our circle. All right, so I'm going to put them kind of at an angle on here, like so, and then we'll put that right here, like that. Okay, let's adhere it all to our card. Now on here, there's one more thing that I want to do, and that is stamp the sentiment. Again, there's so many great sentiments that come in the stamp set. So I'll use my basic gray that says, may your day bubble over with happiness. And you know what? I'm going to stamp that happiness right over that fuzzy thing on my card so no one will even notice it. And then we'll pop up our two circles. Now, I do think that popping up my circles keeps my card from laying completely flat, but you know I like dimension. I can't not. So I'll put one there and then my yay here. I think that's just so fun. And then we'll adhere this to the center, the inside of our card. No one will know how many places we've messed up on here, so that's good. All right, and then we'll attach this, but first I want to add just a little bit of ribbon. This is our basic gray shimmer ribbon. This is part of a trio of ribbon that comes together as a celebration choice with a $50 purchase. There's less than 2 weeks left of celebration, so if you have not taken advantage of the amazing deals we have for free items, please make sure you do that. There's so many good choices this year. I just love them. So I did not quite tie this tight enough, so we're going to undo it and tie it a little tighter. Do you ever struggle with that? I think it helps if I would have like an extra hand, but because I don't, I got to improvise, and I'll show you my trick if I can get this undone. It's so funny now that I have been getting manicures. And I have real nails. These are my own nails, but I feel like I don't sometimes because it's not the same. I don't know. All right, so I'm going to use my finger under here to kind of hold the ribbon taut, and then there we go. That is much tighter on there. It's not loose like it was before. All right, so I've got my ribbon tied. We're going to take our circle and we're going to pop the top half of it up. Of course, we can't pop the bottom half up because then our card won't close, and we definitely don't want that. I'll really put it on well by adding 3 dimensionals. This is a lot for me. Okay, there we go. And then I'm just going to trim these little edges like so. Oh my gosh, such a fun, cute card. Now, I think the opportunity for creating all kinds of different options with this trifold pattern are really easy. Now, one last thing that we're going to do is make an envelope to fit this card, because this is kind of an odd card size. It would fit in a regular envelope because it is 5.5 inches wide and 3.5 inches tall. But I thought, wouldn't it be cute to make our own coordinating custom envelope? So I'm going to use my envelope punch board. And when I look on here, there's all kinds of sizes of cards. And I noticed that 3.5 by 5.5 inch is for some reason called Gladstone. I have no idea. But it says that I'm going to need a piece of 7.5 inch square printed paper, and then I'm going to use the 3 as my score and punch line. So I've cut my 7.5 inch square piece of cardstock. I'm going to line it up on the 3 inch line mark. And then, as always, take the little score tool out. I'm going to punch, and then I'm going to score. Boom. Okay, then I'm going to turn it around and line up the score line, which I know is probably not super easy to see in the video, but the score line matches up with this pointy thing right here. And then I'm going to punch and score. And then I'm going to continue to do that as I go around. So we only use that 3 inch mark for the very first punch. Everything else after that is based on the score line you just had. Okay, so punch and score. Okay, so that has created for me this awesome envelope template. Put that back in here. And then I'm just going to fold it up and adhere it. On this particular one, I will trim it a little just because you'll see it's kind of a funky arrangement. And this is what I mean by that, is right here, this goes up really high, and you could leave it, but I'm just going to take and fold it down a skosh. I think, yeah, that'll work. Okay, and that looks a little bit more normal. You could do it even just another 1/4 inch or so, and what that will do is it'll give it a nice, and you can actually use the diagonal lines in here a little bit to help you. That'll give it, yeah, a little bit more even of an envelope. Okay, so first I'm going to adhere this flap so it's nice and solid, and then I'll just adhere the little side parts, and there is our perfect envelope to fit our perfect little card. Thank you guys, and you can mail this. Definitely adhere it well, but this will mail just like anything else. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Of course, if there's any of the supplies that you would like to purchase, please shop through my online store. I would love to earn your business and become your demonstrator. I have a fantastic VIP rewards program I'd love to welcome you to. All the details can be found in the description of this video, so click those links below. If you have any questions, of course, let me know. I do go through every single comment, even though it's not always immediately, but I definitely get there. And I can't wait to stamp with you again, so come back and see me again tomorrow, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.